Hello everybody and very warm welcome to today's video. Now in today's video we're going to be looking at my EDC, which stands for Everyday Carry. Now the idea of an EDC, Everyday Carry, is that this is the piece of kit that you're going to be taking with you at all points in time. So for it to be an EDC, you first need a good bag. Now this is the bag of choice for me. This is the Linus Tech Tip. Now, the reason I like this one is because it's got so many kind of hidden compartments, bags, fills, and all that sort of stuff. And yeah, we're going to go through it now. So join me as we talk about what is in my EDC. Hello everybody, my name is Aaron Patrick. I'm a Chartered Accountant, Certified UK Trainer, that QuickBooks chap and the Internet Head of Accounts here at Buffy's, and also your friendly podcaster. But that's irrelevant because what's the show today? Of course, it's my EDC, my backpack. Now I'm going to put it over here, mainly because it's so heavy. But what do I have in this that's so important? Now, first of all, this front bit opens up nice and big. In here, you've got space to put things, and there's spaces to put things like I have an air tag in it at all times, for example. I have a little pen in here, obviously Intuit QuickBooks pen, make no mistake about that. And then I have things like my wallet and items like that just hidden there, and a little key section that I have in. Pretty boring stuff, if I'm completely honest, in that front bit. But the fact it opens up nice and wide is a huge benefit. Now, the next one is this little pocket at the top here. Now, in this pocket, I have both my AirPods, which I absolutely love and keeps me connected to all things related to the Apple ecosystem. But also, not only do I have my AirPods, but I like to carry around these little headphones as well. Now, just like AirPods, you open up and you've got some things, you pop them in your ears, everything feels the same. But the big difference is that there's also an extra little dongle in here, a little USB-C dongle. But what that receiver does means I can now plug this into any device, laptop, iPad, computer, whatever it's going to be, even things like your switches and stuff like that. And it means that it can then send the audio directly from the receiver to these. And what that means, I don't have to keep going through and unpairing, repairing, trying to go through kind of remembering how to pair this device to that device, all that sort of stuff. Because that's why I love these. The beauty of an Apple pair of headphones is that it doesn't matter what device you have, it just goes onto that device and it goes through from there. Speaking of what's in like the top of it, while it's come down here, what I would put through here, my iPad Pro, which we've done content on before, so I need to go through that. And either my MacBook Air, trusty old Whiz app, or sometimes I take with me my little Surface book as well, which is the Windows equivalent, if you like. And now, it depends on what I'm doing, everything else. Most of the time, I would say probably 90% of the time, it is the MacBook Air, because that's the thing I can be most efficient on. But if I need something a little bit more, say I'm doing a podcast or something where I need a bit more real estate, something like that, then I really like taking with me the Surface book. Now, they live in there, also with me at all points. More for jokes than anything else, is this, which is the Apple cleaning cloth. If you know, you know. But yeah, there was a bit of a hoo-ha about this cleaning cloth when it first came off, mainly because of the price. It literally is a cleaning cloth, but at a ridiculously price. And I believe I got this free with the Apple Vision Pro, something like that. Right, next bit then. On the side of here, we have a nice little pocket that opens up, and I have a few things in here. First of all, this little carry case comes with me everywhere, and in there, just charging cables, right? So there's an actual USB-C to USB-C, and I always recommend bringing a little adapter as well, so you can turn it into a USB-A, because like, especially public charging, for example, very normally going to be USB-A. And then I just have this little charging port with me as well, so I can do wireless charging to make things easier. Why do I have it in that pocket? Well, that's because also in that pocket at all times, I have a nice small little charging puck with a little, what do you call it, on, so I can bring it down and everything else, and it just attaches magnetically to the back of the phone, keeps it charged at all times. And then I have this one with me as well. Here on there is another magnetic charger. You can do that. I can also extend it out. But actually what I find this most useful for is the fact it's got a little USB-C adapter there, which means I can, if needed, charge it through there if I want to charge it up, put some more juice into it. What I tend to do as well is charge other devices with it as well, which is why I have this with me. And all three of them fit nicely into that side pocket. Now, final bit that's in my kind of laptop compartment is my Meta glasses. We've seen these before, but these are the glasses where I have a little camera there, so I can take photos as I go along. But why I use these more than anything else is actually the headphones and the speakers that are embedded in here as well. Love, 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 love that feature. The idea then is that if I haven't got headphones with me for whatever reason, I can then listen to content while I'm going through. I can talk to people on the phone or on Zoom or Teams, whatever it's going to be. And what I find really, really useful is talking to things like the ChatGPT of the world. So if I need to kind of get some conversation out there, I want to like go through maybe a social post or something like that, having that conversational through here just feels so natural. I don't have to find the headphones, put them in. I can just kind of get on with it and go from there. Really, really, really recommend them. I use them more than anything for that microphone feature and headphone feature, but there's so much content that I've made with the glasses as well, so I love that. Okie dokie. Right, so that's kind of the front or the top bit sorted. Now let's go with what's in the actual main event itself. So always keep myself hydrated. There's always going to be some form of water bottle. At the moment this is a Stanley QuickBooks Chap one that I got in Vegas, so just keeps me going. I always have this with me, and this is something that if I'm going to swap bags for whatever reason, it's an everyday carry, so very rarely does it happen, but if I did change bag, this is what will kind of go through from one bag to another. And in here typically is my wallet's going to be, but also in here I have my lanyard, which includes my top trump card as well, my keys to the house just in case, another air tag so that if I did swap them around I can find them nice and easily, some Jo Malone just in case, and then a box of pills and all that sort of stuff, and plasters and all that sort of stuff just in case I need them. And all that sits in there, and then that can go with me any bag that I need it to. Keep it nice and straightforward. Other things I have in here, always take with me a tech pouch. In this tech pouch I've got extra hard drives, I've got power, I've got cables, I've got this really, really nifty, it's by Dotcase adapter. On here, what I really like about it is this lights up and gives you information. So when you plug it into a device and have it kind of telling you if you kind of what internet you've got and all that sort of stuff, it'll tell you what internet speed you've got. It's got an Ethernet adapter there. If you're transferring like memory cards and stuff, it'll tell you what speed they are at. It has HDMI, it has digital out as well. And again, keep these little adapters on here so that I can switch them around and put more USB-Cs and all that sort of stuff. Really, really like this. And again, the fact that it lights up there, just giving you some form of information is really, really useful. It's touchscreen and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, it just gives you information. So it's telling me here, you know, it's providing power, it's providing 15 watts and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, really, really appreciate that. And honestly, I've used a lot of docks before and that's been by far my favorite. I love this. This is my Intuit Enterprise Suites little like multi-charging thing, including the watch charger as well if I ever need it. And then the rest of the stuff in here is just cables and power packs and all that sort of stuff. Go through that. Oh, this is definitely something to worthwhile looking at. Nice little clicker for if you're going to be doing any presentations or anything. It's also kind of you can use it as a wand in terms of like pointing to things and stuff like that. And it comes with the puck there, so it's nice and easy to connect. Yeah, always got that on me at all times. Right, next item out of the bag. I've done a whole video on this, but it's just so you've seen it. This is just a little Wi-Fi extender. So the idea is you attach internet to here, so it's either going to be 5G, you know, by attaching a phone, for example. I do keep with me just a spare Android phone, which sole purpose is if I put a 5G SIM card in here, is to power this machine with internet. But even if I'm at a place with public Wi-Fi, for example, or a hotel, for example, like that, I will connect this device to that internet so that I can kind of keep eye on it, keep on top of it and all that sort of stuff. And then this will then basically give internet to every device that I have on me at any point in time. It's a lifesaver. It means I don't have to keep putting the same stupid digit code or whatever it is into all my devices. I can just put it all at once, put it into one device, and then everything gets internet. Love it. I don't always have it on me, but I do recommend taking with you an Apple TV. Just makes it so much easier if you're presenting and everything else, if you're in the Apple ecosystem, because then you can wirelessly present. You can have this next to whatever HDMI input there is, and then you can kind of be wherever you want. So I always have and this is just an old Apple TV from years ago now, but it does its job for it. It's always there for me. I highly recommend having one for when you're out and about. This next one is what I call part of my content creation kit. So in there's a spare phone that I can kind of make sure that I can do content on here, so it doesn't drain the battery of my normal phone, etc., etc. But yeah, this is a nice little device to have, having a spare phone, and typically it's just the previous year's phone that will be there. But then this little kit here is to basically get the most out of that phone. So you sort of add a nice little cage on it. That cage is so I can attach things like these to them either side, so that I've got a nice way to be able to stabilize it and that sort of thing. So these are quite nice. Little USB-C to multi-USB-C extender, just in case I need to attach multiple elements to it. And something I'd highly recommend people looking at is this. And this is basically a little tripod that you can have to have your phone on it and all that sort of stuff. Comes with extendable kick out. This is from Insta360, so, and there's DJI as well, which I think I've got a DJI one down there. But the reason I like this particular one is because it has so many more features when it comes to creating content, and there's loads of options where this has become really useful for me. And it's just something I like to keep with me at all times, keeps things nice and stable. But also if you're just out and about, like, and you're trying to do content, it will move with you, for example, so it'll keep you in frame and it'll move around and it'll keep you always in the right frame and stuff like that. It's just really useful to have. I thought it was a bit of a gimmick to begin with, but the more I've used it, the more I've loved it. Not every single day I bring this with me, but if I do need it, and it's always worthwhile, I always get asked what microphone to recommend for podcasting. And to me, you can't go wrong without this. This is the pod mic, but it's the USB-C version. The reason that's important is because at the back there you've got your LXR input. So if I wanted to connect this into my Rodecaster, and you've seen me kind of do Rodecasting and stuff out and about before, then I have the ability to just plug this in with an XLR cable. But the secret sauce of this one is it's also USB mode enabled as well, which basically means I can connect this. I've got a little stand for it here as well. I can connect this to any device. I can put it to my Mac, my PC, my iPhone, my iPad, whatever it's going to be, and I can get really good microphone, audio quality directly from there. So this kind of is my portable microphone when I'm out and about. Absolutely love it. And with it, I always keep this as well, which is an Insta360 camera. Really useful, this one. Good quality. You'll definitely see it better than the quality in like your laptop camera and stuff like that. I also have a little thing that goes on it there, which extends, so I can kind of have it in a nice place. And what's nice about it as well is that because it's on a gimbal, it will always kind of keep you in frame. So it will keep you moving around, keep you always looking your best. Absolutely love that. They have brought out a new version of it, which I've got for my main camera and stuff like that. But yeah, the Insta360 camera for me is the best webcam out there. Okay, so it's not actually in here because we're actually recording it from it there. I'd always keep with me my Osmo. I've got here, look, right? So this is always with me pretty much everywhere I go as well. It's a second camera in case I do need to kind of do a bit of content when I'm out and about. Absolutely brilliant. But also it's secret sauce. It comes with a microphone, or at least this pack did. So I've always got a really good microphone for when I'm out and about. I always take with me a nice little microphone holder so that I can kind of do a bit of interviewing if I need to. I keep a nice little memory card reader in there as well, so that if ever I need to, I can get memory card data off. And in there as well, there's another smaller microphone just in case if I'm going to do interviews between multiple people, and a USB-C card, and this extra battery pack as well that comes with it as well. And all of this fits within this nice little compact area like this, with that Osmo camera in there. And honestly, absolutely love this piece of kit. I believe there's a new one coming out soon, so don't rush to get it. But yeah, if there is one, I'm sure we'll talk about it on the main show. Waterproofs, just in case. Don't always have them, but it's there if I need to. Here is a spare mouse. I love this mouse. Very similar to my main mouse I use. This is the MX3. I use the MX4 now, but the MX3 now comes around with me as I go around. But what's so good about this are these little buttons on the side, look. So these little buttons here and this little curvy thing. So that's so you can horizontally scroll, really useful, especially with editing, just saves so much time. But this button and that button there, typically it's copy and paste. So one would copy, one would paste. Think about it as an accountant, how many times you copy and paste, right? Having dedicated copy and paste buttons is an absolute lifesaver. Just so much more than that. But yeah, keep that with me just in case. Deodorant, just in case I need that. And this comes with me everywhere as well. It says PayPal on it, but you can get various different ones just because this was free. I keep 2 sets of wires in there just in case I need to plug something in, and I haven't got the other one with me. Another wire as well. Again, have an adapter on it so that I can go from USB-A to USB-C nice and easily. But this is just a massive charging plug socket, should I say. But what it's cool is it has EU, US and Australia, and then UK as well. So it kind of gives me all of those different options. I can plug in any type of device in the top here, so EU, blah, 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 UK, all them sort of things. So it's multi-usable. At the bottom there, it's got 4 USB-As, and just there, it's got a USB-C as well. So typically, the whole point of it everyday carry is that you literally pick it up and sort you out wherever you are. I could be anywhere in the world and keep things charged up nicely. And this kit literally follows me around the world. So I'm always, doesn't matter where I am, always got accessible to this. Always keep those items nice and charged no matter where I am, just by using that. Love it. And the final bit really is just a spare phone. I really wish I didn't have to do this, but in this day and age, having a second phone on you becomes kind of essential. Multiple reasons. The first one is I use this phone more than anything else as a second hotspot internet provider on that lot. What I like about this particular one, and this is the Samsung Fold, is that A, it comes out to a nice big screen, B, little stylus with it so you can start taking notes and stuff. I use this if the iPad's just way too big for what I need it to be. But the most important thing about this particular device is that it has a dual SIM card slot. So I have my free SIM that I've had now for grandfathered in for must be coming up to 20 years maybe. What, 20 years? What? Yeah. We're coming up to 20 years of having this SIM card that I've had grandfathered in. I got unlimited internet at the very beginning. I pay next to nothing per month, and I just won't let it die, right? I'm just keep on paying that monthly subscription for unlimited internet. It's all the way up to 5G, and it's on free. And then in here as well is an EE SIM, like the rest of my devices have EE. And what that means is that this device, in theory, should be able to have the best of both worlds. It's got EE network, it's got the free network, which is also, is it Vodafone as well? So I kind of have both Vodafone and free on here, and I have the EE network which is BT, and go from there. So in theory, this should always be able to provide me internet so that I can carry on doing my work, which is 99.9% internet related because it's cloud, emails, those sort of things, right? So having internet is so important. That's why this device for me is an absolute lifesaver, because it's small, it's compact. I just whack it in there. I can connect multiple devices to it if I need to, blah, 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 blah. Or what I tend to do when I'm in the hotel room, for example, is I'll plug it into that router that you saw, and then I've got internet for every device I would ever need. So yeah, I love this, and I there's been newer models since, and I'm not going to be upgrading to a new model because what I love about this more than anything else is the fact it's got dual SIM card. Like for me, that dual SIM card is the reason why this always goes in my everyday carry. And there we have it. Pretty much everything that I need to talk to you about my everyday carry. Hopefully, fingers crossed, you got something out of that. If there's anything on here that you don't like, you want more information on, then don't forget to reach out to us. Come on the main show, like ask us a question there, use the link to go there, put a comment on this video. Whatever works for you, really. We're not going to go through linking every single item because if I'm honest, a lot of these things change, right? But if you are kind of wanting to know what item does what, then do ask. And please, let us know in the comments. Is there anyone else you want to do this? Now we've got the whole network, right, as Ask the Accountant. We've got more and more options for more and more people to come along and tell you what their everyday carry is. So Let us know who you want to see from the network next, and I'm sure producer Lizzie will then start badgering them until they provide a video like this one. But thank you so much. Give us some feedback if you like this type of video, don't like this type of video. If you want to see different type of content, then don't forget to let us know, especially if you're one of our Patreon members. And if you don't know what our Patreon membership is, then here at Ask the Accountant, you can get bonus content. And bonus content is like seeing this content way before everyone else, timed exclusive to you, and then it will go out to the public later on. There's also some content that is exclusive for our Patreon family. So yeah, if you want more information, use the links, all that sort of stuff, have a look, go over to our link tree, go over to our Patreon page, and you'll find out more about what it is we do, why we do it, and more importantly, you'll understand if it's worthwhile you becoming a member as well. All right, buddy, I now need to repack my everyday carry for my EDC. But again, let us know who you want to do this next. Cheers, everyone. See you in the next video. Bye for now.